Good afternoon. Now, looking at the chart of Tesla on the daily chart, and I have put on Bollinger Bands on it so you can see what is happening with Tesla. Tesla has been hitting these Bollinger Band from the midpoint, which is this one. This is the midline, and it's one standard deviation up and one down, and is constantly hitting the Bollinger Bands. That is what is happening with Tesla after the explosive move that we've seen in from 350 to 425. So if you look at it closely up here, this is what the Bollinger Band doing. This was the move. This was the move. It hit the Bollinger Bands. It went outside the Bollinger Band, want to do it day or two, and then is kind of reverting back inside. So what you're seeing is a sideways motion into Tesla. That is why some people are questioning the move and not understanding that if the price is outside these bands, usually it reverts back towards the mean. And if it continues to move forward, it will probably come down, as you have seen here in other times. Look at it here. What happens here? It hit the bands and then it moved down. So that is a natural phenomena. Here is the same thing with the Bollinger Bands. It continued, went going up, and then crashed afterwards, and it moved towards the mean of the Bollinger Band. Let me remove these out of the way here so that it's not congested and take a look at it exactly what the chart is. Now, this is a normal chart of Tesla. I've removed the volumes also, so you can take a look at it. We have this flag-like, rope-like structure here. This is a rope-like structure that is forming one big red candle on the day it moved. It had a massive explosive move after this base. This base formed about 3 or 4 months. All kinds of things went into it, the earnings, the new party threat, fight with Trump, all these things just went on with Tesla in that period. And it started making higher highs and higher lows, forming a decent base, which is also like a cup shaped situation. It's not a cup, but it's a cup shaped base that Tesla was forming from here, which is on May 29th, up to now here on 9/11, when it broke out with vengeance. And the first move surprised many people, including me. But I have been with Tesla since 225 when it was the lowest, and before that too. So I have been in the Tesla when it was 425, when it was 225, and now I'm experiencing the same thing. And I have moved up with it here. I didn't have enough stocks, so the move kind of surprised me in the sense. Next day, it moved again and came up to 396, which is the thing that it achieved almost 400. But then next day it gapped up and came down. And what did happen here? Let's take a look at it. It gapped down, but did not fill this gap. So this gap is still left unfilled, and at some point is gonna get filled here. If Tesla breaks down here, it definitely will come to the 396 level and fill the gap, and then you have another buying opportunity here. So let's take a look at the 1 hourly chart. This is what it looks like. This is the formation. This gap is still there. It didn't get filled here. Now it has to fill somewhere here, and it continues trucking along. Now, this is also a wedge like pattern. It's a wedge, it's a triangle shaping here. It's a pennant or a triangle, which you may be able to recall. If I draw these lines here, it will be looking like this. Let me draw the lines. This is the bottom of it, and we draw a line here, and now it's looking clear. Then there's a line here, and look what this is doing. This is a pennant, and it's not, the line is not very well drawn, but you can see it on 15-minute chart a little better. No, 15-minute chart will show you a rising trend line here, and this top trend line is a triangle type situation here again, and it's ready to fly out from here at any given moment unless some bad news comes and something else happens to Tesla. So in looking at it, um, Next levels to watch are now we have to go back to historic events and take a weekly chart and take a look at it. It's all uh, it's a bullish channel here. This is a channel that is forming, and there's another channel that is up here which I have removed because there was too much congestion. But this is a bullish pattern here again that has formed on a weekly basis. Tesla has very little resistance here up now. Most of the people who were here, they sold off or got in there and they fought their battles here and are out. Now it faces a very little resistance up from here, and all these people who are still trapped in Tesla at this level, they would be the ones that are selling towards it and making the stock. But once it is done, it will probably take out 449, which is the next level to watch. 449, and then after that, about 500, probably. So it is on a tear actually, but Tesla is resting, and we're having a little consolidation here pattern that is forming on a 15-minute chart as such. A pennant or a triangle or a continuation pattern, which is nicely done. Every time it hits here, it makes a higher highs, higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, but it's sloping upwards. Let's look at Tesla in terms of other things. VIX, how it is doing there. VIX is very important because the market is very important. The VIX have been lower now, 15.45 is a very manageable. And if you look at it, it has fallen down, continues to be below that 50-day moving average, which is at 1622, and it continues to move down. Now we are going to look at SPX, which is the market, and SPX is making newer highs every day. This is a higher high. I haven't seen it this high, 66,663, which is now is getting into nosebleed territory, going up higher and higher from here on. And we don't know how far this can go. It just depends on. We had everything that has to come past. The Fed's cut the rate. There was not an explosive move or anything in here, but a certain amount of precaution moves that we are now witnessing. The stock market did not explode with joy or anything. It just took it resiliently, and now we're seeing newer highs is still being made. NDX, let's take a look at it. Same ballpark. Let me get rid of this here. Now, NDX is also made a new high at 24,000. So, Russell RU2, let's take a look at Russell, which is also making a newer highs, but today it slammed down a little bit market, and it has a very perfect V-shaped recovery here. So in these circumstances, moved, Tesla has moved significantly. And as long as the market stays green and stays going higher, it will also lift this stock here to our newer highs to next levels of 449. And this is where the resistance is going to come. I haven't drawn the line, but this is where this line would be 454, 450, 449. And then after that, the next resistance would be to the 500 levels. So if you're trading Tesla, which I have been, um, continuing towards the bullish action, you may see a pullback here. It can happen, but then the support will come at 411 and 396 here. So these are the things that to look forward next week. And if you like this content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.